kinds of insecurities in our lives, but you know, they are part of life, they are natural things, but we want to know what are the triggers, what are some of those things that predispose us to having these kinds of insecurities. Then after that, we're going to see how to overcome them, because you like it or not, if you're having an insecurity, it will affect your day-to-day life, maybe in a relationship, at work, in your education, like it will affect you, it will catch up with you. So ladies, I'm going to start with the beautiful Mercy. What is it that you can tell us about insecurities?
Well, insecurities, this is more like doubting yourself, you know. For instance, I'll give an example of me. I was in the process of studying, when I was in the process of studying and I was pursuing my master's, and there is that final part where they say you have to defend your topic. That is Viva. So when I reach that point, you guys, the way I speak, I speak boldly, I face people, I face them on, like I'm not afraid. But when I was going for that paper, I felt like I am not worthy to actually sit for that paper. Like, I felt like, and they're going to ask me the questions, it is clear I have failed. It's a total good day. You get it? So I was so insecure, I didn't trust myself that I can actually do this.
So what was the insecurity?
Maybe to see my, some things I've been studying, but I felt like I do not know. My brain was
green,
like black, not even green, black, totally empty. Like, have you ever felt like like I felt like I was not understanding what I was studying. Like I could not manage. So actually when the paper came, I was trembling. I was so insecure that even when the professors would say something, I keep on saying, pardon, even when I've heard. That is how insecure I was. So it is total doubting yourself. Like you're not believing in yourself. You don't think you can actually do something. And trust me, it is not good. Because in the end, it made me fast planned. I don't want to say the rest of the details. Because people will just laugh at me.
You slowly by slowly. Yeah, you can poke, I know. Yeah. Someone can relate out there. I think people that have been on those platforms of, presenting their research, defending their topics and all that, it's a whole lot of things.
There's something else.
Whole lot of things. Today, insecurities are really bad because you even face a person and that person will make you feel you do not deserve to be before them.
Thank you.
Of course. That even when, we can give an example of exams. You can read for the entire night, you read. And then actually reach in the paper. At one point, you can even find the very exact things that you read about. Nae olutoka wali.
That's really sure. Just because you're doubting yourself. Yeah. I can assure you, actually, like you said, exams. As you're moving through corridors, as you're moving through corridors, then you find this genesis. So it's like, did you guys read about this? And you're like, oh God. Now me, I'm getting a 0 here. You get it? And yet you read, and yet you are able, but you're like, Genesis, I said, you go back to your books. My God, Genesis, I said, we had to read this. You get it?
Yeah.
It just becomes...
The panic starts from there. When you start thinking you should have managed to read everything and everywhere and covered everything, and then you hear Genesis talk about something that you didn't read about, and that is when the panic starts
to come.
And when the panic starts in, you now don't trust every other thing that you have actually read.
I think insecurities are really bad today, and actually I'm glad we're talking about insecurities. I was on a station, we had a practical today, we had a Viva. So on this station we had a patient, and we told the students, what are you going to do? Examine, do these tests on this patient because the patient had some abdominal distension. So we told the student to do this and this and that. So one of them came, and then I had to ask them, which position are you supposed to put the patient? So if someone asks you for the first time, and then you say, maybe I can say spine position, and then I ask you again, you said which position?
You doubt. You now doubt.
You remember you said the right answer. But now you're saying,
If she asked again, it means the first answer I gave clearly has a problem.
That means you don't have the confidence in yourself.
And that alone just shatters your whole world down.
And there are people,
that is true.
The confidence they hold on.
It's so high. So I feel like most of us fail, not only in our class, not only in relationship, but in all aspects, simply because we do not have that confidence. I'm confident in my
mistake. That's the
Genesis.
thing. You have to be confident in your mistake. Generally, insecurity is I think I can call it insecurity is a state of you doubting your value. When you doubt your value, the lack of confidence kicks in. And that's insecurity. And then the funny thing about life is that we are all faced with insecurities in one way or another. They come in. I don't care how someone feels when you look at someone and they appear like they are put together, they are so collected. They have an insecurity that they're struggling with.
You see this gift on TV and you're like, gift, no. Gift is perfect, but trust me, this gift here has our insecurities.
This master here.
But how we handle our insecurities is now where the difference comes in.
That is
because
true.
we do all have insecurities. I think I learned that it's not about the insecurities that we have. It's about who lives in the insecurities.
True.
That we have. I was in church yesterday and the apostle said that it's not about what you do. It's not about where you went to school.
No.
It's not about the kind, you can literally be the carpenter.
Yes.
And because of who lives in you, you'll be the best carpenter the world has ever seen.
Thank you.
That is true.
You will earn more than the most. You will have the master's degrees and PhDs and you'll fail to put food on your table.
That is true.
And there's someone out there that is probably a fisherman and they cannot lack food on their table.
Yeah.
So it's never about the insecurities, but
never.
It is about how we handle them and who lives in us to enable us to manage to navigate our insecurities.
But I think we should also stop thinking that insecurities are bad. Yeah, we should stop thinking that they are bad. For example, if I'm having this insecurity of I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful, you will term it as bad. But is not being beautiful a bad thing?
Yes, it's a bad thing. Yes, it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
Why would you start questioning whether you're beautiful?
Yes, it comes in your mind actually. For you to start.
Then you're making it become bad.
If at all, you can first accept that you're not beautiful.
Why would you accept that you're not beautiful?
That is the fact
that is why it is bad.
It makes it bad. It makes it bad, and then you accept that it's bad.
So
Do you
don't
get it?
accept it.
Don't accept it.
You
Start with the fact that you're beautiful.
Thank you.
When you look at the mirror. Actually,
So if someone comes and tells you that you don't deserve this, you don't deserve to be here, will you accept that you don't deserve to be there?
No.
Will you?
No.
But do you know how many of us have been convinced that we do not deserve particular things?
That is true.
I think now we are walking into the other thing, that the insecurities we have subconsciously, we allow ourselves into spaces of affirmation of the insecurities that we have.
And that is where I think that is where Gift is saying that
you
they end up being bad.
How we allow ourselves into spaces of affirmation is that we look for, we get ourselves into experiences or relationships or work environments, or I don't care what family situations that are, we are literally, okay, they are telling you that you're not good enough.
Okay, you're more like you're concentrating on the negative.
Yeah. No. Let's first get this, how I'm trying to mean it. Like, if let's say at your workplace, they say you're not worthy of being at your workplace.
Yes.
For some reason, you are going to look for that confirmation
to affirm
it from the same people that tell you that you're not worthy to be at the job. Alternatively, you would do it different. If Mercy is telling you that Genesis, you're not suited to be on this job,
Prove her wrong.
and Gift is telling you that you don't have to prove her wrong. Gift is telling you are good at the what?
At the job.
At the job. Focus on Gift, who is telling you that you are good at the job, instead of you focusing on Mercy, who is telling you that you're lacking at the job.
Focus on the
But for some reason, subconsciously, we are going to look for affirmation from Mercy.
The negative.
Yes, we concentrate on the negative.
We keep on looking out for Mercy. Chova musajja akugana nosigala ngoyo mwenyini gwokola ki?
Akuganya
kubanga muri oyagala kukonfaminga yakugamba nti sikwagala olwokuba toli mulungi kimala sikwagala olwokubanga tewasoma sikwagala kubanga tolina mulimu naye mwenyini oyo akugamba nti sikwagala olwokuba oli bwoti ne bwoti oyo mwenyini gwogenda okuganyako wekwatireko oyo because you're looking for affirmation from the person that is telling you that you are not good enough.
Thank you, and I think this will drive us to a point of where these insecurities arise from. Yeah, I think for some of us it's because of the childhood experiences.
Yes.
That maybe you grow up and your parents were not, you know, cherishing you as the best child they have. You felt like you're being ignored all the time. You felt like, you know,
discriminated.
You were discriminated.
Like, they loved one more than they did love you.
Thank you. The pressures at school,
criticism,
the failures in the relationship. Like you fell from this relationship to this one, and then you're like, I'm done.
I think I will never connect up because of the same reasons.
Even sometimes we don't even know the reasons, but you're like, oh, maybe still it's the same reason.
Exact reasons. That's why they've left.
But you know, we can round it out to our insecurities stem from the experiences that we get in life.
All the time. Yeah.
They simply stem from there. You know what, Gift? If my siblings as I was growing up never constantly told me that, oh no, China. So you know how Chinese look behind? Like they usually have flat heads behind.
Yeah.
So me, they used to call me a Chinese because she used to say that the entire behind is flat.
Straight.
Like from the head to down, it is a straight line. And because of that, they used to call me Chinese. But if at all, and amazingly, no one at school where I went ever told me that you don't have a bum. Because I was always covering myself, I don't know, but no one at school ever told me, but my sibling constantly told me, and that grew in me.
Yes.
I stuck onto that until I managed to actually speak to her about it and probably speak back, put back her energy to where she's getting it from, like, madam, like, my bum,
take back is
not your business, eh? Just take back your energy to yourself and deal with your bum since yours is there.
I think that we talk about the bum. One of the reasons that make us get into some insecurities is the compulsions that we keep making. For example, you see Genesis with a bum and then you're like, but for me I don't have the one like the one of Genesis. For me I do not have this like Genesis has. And then you're forgetting that you are a unique being, that you are a unique individual. So I think especially, I don't know about men, but for the girls, most of the time our insecurities come from the compulsions that we make.
Yes.
In our fellows.
That is true.
I don't know that that makes sense.
It does.
It does make sense.
It really does. For example, I've one time I saw someone who wanted to live in a particular apartment because a friend was in a particular apartment. And I'm like, no, you're having different, different lives. The jobs you are doing are different. The responsibilities are different.
Yes.
So you don't have to become insecure that you're not sleeping in the apartment that she is sleeping in. Because you are different people.
Yes.
Do you get it? But it was because of the compulsion that she came up to that stage, and she was trying so hard
to get to that.
To feel like now I can call myself a lady or a woman.
And amazingly, if at all she was aspiring, let's say for a 3-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom house, whatever it is she was aspiring for, as you get into that, you're going to meet another one that is staying in a 5-bedroom house. Are you going to also start competing with that one? So that you can also sleep in a 5-bedroom house. And then let's say you attain it. And then you find another one who is living in a mansion with 8 bedrooms.
Massa mentioned about the self-doubt. From that doubting, you don't even acknowledge the state of your life. I think if we come to terms of accepting that I'm a certificate holder.
Yes.
I'm not at master's level.
Yes.
I one time was complaining to some people in the hospital. I told about the VHTs when they said that fetufuna sente ntono kyokka bali abasawo batalina kye bakola bafuna sente nyingi. And I'm like, tuli ku kiwano. Ba VHT batandika dde okwegeza ku basawo.
doesn't.
So like you want to compare yourself with someone nga muli mu line za njawulo nnyo, and like where do you get the audacity to start even comparing yourself to that person? Ne bwaba mwana muto tusaba mwegeragere nyaako kubanga obulamu bwa njawulo. So I think if we try to master and understand the stages, the states ze tubeeramu mu bulamu, it can save us a lot from a lot of insecurities arising. There are those that are there ng'okimanyi nti nina ekigere kyakyama. There is nothing you can do about it.
So it's all about accepting.
You accept that.
Basically, you challenge yourself. What Gift is trying to say is you challenge yourself to address the insecurity that you have, for you to be able to step out of it, until you openly challenge yourself.
You own it.
To own it or talk about it openly.
Yes.
There's something fun about talking. The more you talk about something, the more it loses value.
Yes.
If you have something that is weighing down on you, let's say you're struggling with a particular challenge or a relationship challenge, I'm telling you, I'm giving an example, and then you talk to people about it. You may talk to someone about it. It starts weighing down, and that is how you address insecurity.
And you become confident in it.
You do.
You become confident in it, and you can actually embrace it, talk about it, and it
loses that weight that it had if you're carrying it single-handedly and holding on to it and keeping it to yourself and feeling like it shouldn't even be talked about.
Like it's so valuable, please.
You're giving it too much worth, and when you give it too much worth, your entire value as a person
it rotates around there.
You start telling yourself,
So to our viewers, we are saying that insecurities are natural and part of life.
Yes.
Though they can be challenging, but there are so many ways for you to navigate them and get the victory that you deserve over those insecurities. So we're going to get into a break. When we come back, we're going to look at ways of navigating them. Actually more ways, because we've mentioned some. So if you're out there, you can join us on our social medias, on Facebook and YouTube, and on our website. You can also call. The number is going to be over the screen, and let us know how you overcame that insecurity that you had.
Bethany TV for health. Ladies and gentlemen, we are thrilled to introduce Bethany Santa Omugabi, who will be sharing wonderful goodies with you this Christmas season. Getting a chance to meet Bethany Santa Omugabi is easy. Just tune into Bethany TV and get to know our various programs and talented presenters. Bethany Santa Omugabi will make surprise appearances during our live programs and offer Christmas hampers filled with an assortment of goodies, including healthy food items. When you spot Bethany Santa Omugabi during any of our programs, be the first to call in and say, "Hello, Bethany Santa Omugabi. I am your Christmas date." He will then ask you a simple question about our programs and presenters. If you answer correctly, you instantly win a mega Christmas hamper. But that's not all. You can also respond on social media. The first 20 people to respond to each question on social media will be entered into a draw. And lucky winners will be picked and announced during Bethany Santa Live on Saturdays. Bethany Santa Omugabi, only on Bethany TV for health.
Power 104.1 FM brings you Fat Fest 2023, dubbed Love at 25, featuring called out music from the UK, Microphone 7 from Zambia, plus Chris Ero and Shani from Kenya. Also on this incredible lineup are some of our favorite Ugandan artists: Chimera, Karunji, Wake, Brian Ovega, and Jean-Marie. 9th December 2023. Kololo Independence Grounds is the place to be. Deluxe tickets are at 50,000, premium tickets are at 150,000, and Toto tickets for kids below 12 years of age are at 20,000 Uganda shillings. Purchase a physical FatFest ticket at the Power FM offices located at Watoto downtown, or buy your ticket online at www.powerfm.co.ug. FatFest is back! Tell everyone and anyone. Gates open at 1 p.m.
I thank you for my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Nsima Festival has returned. On the 17th of December 2023 at the National Theatre parking lot. Doors open at exactly 10 a.m. with bouncing castles for children, games, performances headlined by Jean-Marie, alongside all your favorite gospel artists. Tickets available at only 10k for kids, 20k for adults, 50k VIP, and 1 million for a table. The Nsima Festival is proudly brought to you by Bethany TV for Health. Bethany TV for Health.
So much welcome once again. This is Arise Woman. I'm with Genesis, Mercy, and I myself, Gift. We're looking at insecurities, and we say that insecurities can stem from various sources, like our past experiences, childhood upbringing. They can stem from compulsion to others. They can come from societal pressures. They can come from different beliefs that we have, but they can also often arise when we feel inadequate about ourselves. Yeah, that is the thing. When you feel inadequate, I feel like sometimes we might not have a lot of control over other people, but we can have control over ourselves. Welcome on the show. If you're watching us on Facebook, do not forget to like and follow Bethany TV. Something on YouTube, subscribe, and also put us a comment and let us know where you are watching us from. To those that are watching us live, the number is going to be over the screen. You can call us and let us know what you think about insecurities and how you overcame them. Now, we want to overcome, we want to come out victorious by the year 2024. Twagala okubanga tuyimirira nga tugamba ekitiibwa kya Mukama nalinga ndi bwenti ne bwenti ne kati natereera. So we want to see how best can we conquer even the darkest insecurities. Genesis atugambye ebyo bye tutagala kwogerako bye tutuula eyo ne tubiwembejja ne tubibikka ne tubyalako ebitambaala. So how do we overcome them? I'll start with you, Genesis. We want to come out victorious.
One, insecurity is proof that we're human. Because we all go through them.
Yeah.
We happen to all, for some reason, encounter them in our day-to-day lives, and they're bound to happen. As long as you're a human being and you're living and walking on this world, in this realm, you're definitely going to have insecurities. But it's another thing to have insecurities, and it's another thing to have those insecurities define your worth. Now, that is the definition moment there. Until the number one way of you addressing your insecurities is challenging yourself to actually face them. If at all you feel like probably people find you unattractive, I'm giving an example. That is something so many people actually struggle with. And you feel like people don't find you attractive, or maybe the things you do olabanga, people don't find them interesting. For some reason, it's even hard for you to make friends. First, if that is the insecurity you're dealing in, first of all, it's in your head. It is the first thing. Immediately, you start telling yourself, it just happens like that. Amazingly,
Yes,
it happens like that.
Yeah.
If you constantly walk into spaces and then you tell yourself, I'm not pretty, I'm not usual among the pretty girls when I'm in the room, you're not going to be among them either.
You know, the psychologist at Bethany, that is Jovia, she always said it, like in one of her sessions we had, like she always said it, she's like, you know, if you go and sit in a place and you're attracting this negative energy towards yourself, like for example, like let me say you're at a party and you keep on saying, I'm not beautiful, those people are not going to see me, I'm not smartly dressed, my shoes are how, like the more you draw that negative energy, for some reason the negative energy follows you. People are going
and trust me, they're going to start noticing.
People are actually going to even know. You know how your
dress is actually not really that
true.
good.
Do you know how you're standing?
Pretty.
Imagine how you're standing and you're doubting yourself like that. You understand?
Yeah.
And for some
like they've not seen you.
Every time you go into any spaces or you enter a room full of people, you will never get anyone's attention.
That is
because first of all, you have already told yourself and believed it. Let me give you another example. I want you to go back to the times we used to be at school. There's that ugly girl that was at school whose self-esteem was up there in the sky.
Thank you.
I'm sure we all had that one girl.
And everyone is chasing her.
Thank you.
She's the one who talks
And
to the cool boys.
Tell
She's the one who talks to
tebalina mpisa bebabi tebamanyi njogera tebalina magezi nnyo mu class,
but she's the one everyone is following.
Her self-esteem
That is very, very
in
true.
fact if you come into her era nga omulaba nga ali mu kuyomba mwena musirika nga olabira ayombanga, she's one of the prettiest girls at
she's
school.
The queen.
In fact she's the queen. Naye nga ffe tumutunula tugamba but guess what? For some reason those girls had a way of still showing up.
Thank you.
On the surface of all of you amidst, in fact it is us who were pushing our insecurities on her,
On them.
because for them
bad energy.
they didn't see that. Now that is how I realized that it is how you see yourself, how you view yourself,
How you see
that
yourself.
is exactly how the world is going to view you.
That is
So how about we start practicing? And I feel like we really have to be intentional. There was a time we talked about setting goals, and also we can set goals even in these kinds of areas in our lives. And I'm thinking if we're saying that we need to look at ourselves in a particular way for the world to receive us that way, then you need to practice positive self-talks. I think I tried it like a routine every morning, to wake up in the morning and tell myself, you're beautiful, you attract favor, you attract grace. There is no one that is going to talk to you in a bad way. Like I tell those words to myself, and trust me,
you come out cheerful.
And
by the time I walk
energy
out
you
of the
attract.
house to embrace that day, to meet people, there isn't anything anyone is going to talk to me.
Yes.
Kijembwongo bwange already negambye dda bye njagala okuwulira.
That is true.
I want to attract grace. Omuntu atalina kisa atafuluma mu bigambo bya kisa oyo simwetaaga. So somehow nti omuntu ne bw'ajja nga ayogera ebitakwatagana, you will not give them attention because you set for yourself a pace. So yesterday twade ku nutrition spot, and then this nutritionist was saying bwe tuba tugula engoye, you can look at Genesis. She paid attention to every detail. Pants, fabric erina okubeera etya, the top, like every detail. Then she was saying, but how about we start paying attention ku biki bye tuteeka munda, because ekikuli munda kijja kweraga ebweru.
Yes.
Now you have just mentioned another one without even having to mention it. The lifestyles that we live contribute a lot to our insecurities. One time Gift was talking sometime back, Nagambati, I don't know what we're talking about that day, and you're like, as you're getting out of the house, make sure you always feel your best and look your best. If at all you have this mindset of always telling yourself, maybe I'm not that pretty, every time you get out of your house, dress up in things that make you feel good about yourself. Walk out and make sure that before anyone imagines whether you're pretty or not,
yes,
and eat food that is very important, gift that makes you feel good.
You know, there are foods that causes you to get into depression.
Yes. No junk food okuva ku Monday paka ku Monday. I eat junk food for 2 days. Tomorrow we're having a thing here at our workplace. Today I had breakfast, I had mid-breakfast, and I was eating small things, but because I know that's not who I am, and I've been feeling, my brain keeps telling me, no, Genesis, all eat day. Because I know I've been eating carbs all through the day, and I even know tomorrow is going to be another day of me eating the same the same kind of things. But I don't allow that. I need to make sure that I eat food that gives me that boost in myself. How you feel about yourself is top tier.
Very important.
To a space. Me, if I'm entering a whole gift, and so can I breathing, because in my head I tell myself you cannot walk into a space, Genesis, and your presence is not felt. It has to be felt. It will be felt. Whether you want it or not, I'm in your face. And you can't do nothing about it.
You will see me, you will
feel me, you will feel me, you will hear my talkative mouth, and you will be okay.
Thank you.
So you need to start telling yourself those things, because the world does not favor.
It doesn't.
Insecurities.
It doesn't. Not at all.
It will be rude to you. It will drive you insane. You will have no seat at the table. Your life will keep deteriorating.
Yeah, I want to tell you something else again. I think on top of that, there is something we ignore. Me personally, I'm a student of life. I love to learn all the time and unlearn things and relearn things. Like, I want to be learning all the time. So I think that's why I'm so detailed. Like, I pay attention to every detail. Like, I pay attention because I want to pick something. I want to pick something. So it's very important if you sit down and recognize that, yes, I'm having this kind of insecurity. Put yourself in a place of learning. All the time. Don't be comfortable. If you put yourself in a place of learning and then you want to grow yourself, that is going to take you a milestone. That I've learned, and maybe this is how I've been feeling about myself. Like here, we are learning. You're not going to remain the same. You're not. We learn from each other. All the time, you need to be learning. And if I talk about learning, I mean, I have a challenge with people who do not want to accept their mistakes. So that means they're not learners. They don't want to learn. But if you want to be a student of life, if you want to be learning all the time, you need to be in position to take responsibility of your mistakes. Tosa kungamba nti gwe wiki ku wiki tosobya. Ne mukama ne David yamuli ku mutima gwe. Olade yasobya. So, but there are some people who live life as if they are too perfect. Too perfect. I don't think it can happen. I don't see that in myself, but if you out there, you're too perfect. Mukama akutuwera omukisa. If you know that you can't be perfect, because the perfection is not about how you walk, the perfection is even about how you look at people. Like, it's about everything. So you need to be in position to understand that, oh, maybe I looked at Genesis in a particular way. Maybe I went overboard here. Maybe those are small mistakes, but yet they keep grooming us into people we do not. One time a person was preaching nagamba nti omukazi akere encha nakubongolya nogamba simani nawasa chichi, is it? Yeah, nawasa chichi. Nedda abaye yeye. Checho chennyini kyewatwala. Checho chennyini ekize kizimbibwa like tatuseyo ne kimugwako bbu. So these kinds of things we adopt on the what ne tubibusa amaaso. No, mafakwita kwasaba like noyogeranga boyagala abantu nobaddamu nga boyagala, and you feel like it's okay. Big shaping notuka in spaces, in corporate spaces nga tomanyi nakwewumbako tomanyi, so people start okwewala bagamba ono ayogera like amalaga ayogera. So obwo obuntu obutono, I'm calling them mistakes. So you need to be able to learn how to take responsibility of the small, tiny mistakes from even how you look at people.
Yes. That is actually really important because it shapes you.
Thank you.
Allowing yourself to accept and today I looked at gift and I felt a bit of a way. Maybe I felt kind of jealous. Ask yourself, why did I feel jealous about gift? Exactly. What is it about gift that triggered me to feel this way? There's a time I was telling Gift something. I went back home and I couldn't learn Genesis, what is triggering you about this thing? What is it about this person that triggers you every other time? Face it. Talk to yourself about it. Otegere, this is it. In fact, you realize it is a very minor thing,
Of course, always.
It's a very minor thing, but it starts with you actually accepting nti nange olumu nkola ensobi, nange olumu ndowooza ebintu bye sirina kulowooza. Clean your spirit. It's very important to clean your spirit. And I think the other way that you can deal with insecurities that is top tier, to be clear, hey, it's for the baddies, I'm telling you. Allow God to walk into them. Like, that thing helped me. I am telling you, I think that is one of the ways that made me walk into that space of challenging myself to face my insecurities. I allowed God into that space. There was no other way. That was the first one. But I first allowed God, and I sat down and I told him, okay, because I realized that my insecurities are a blockage to my destiny. My insecurities trigger me to not trust God. And it means you won't trust God if you're not trusting who you are. Even if you have let's say you have a baby, you're a baby mama. Was that the home one? So what? What was that the home one? Have you seen young women who actually get married? They have 3 children. There is a Genesis here who doesn't even have one, who is not even married,
and a young man is
and she gets a second husband. Meanwhile,
younger than her.
God can use your insecurities for your betterment. And he will, let me tell you, it just works right. I don't know how you want to handle it, but I'm telling you, that was the first move that I made.
And I think it's so valid.
Gift, if there is someone in this world that has struggled with insecurities, it's me. I would walk into spaces and I complained about everything.
We all struggle, Genesis. We all struggle, but I think we even want to find counsel from Mubantu abatali batuufu.
Yes.
Do you get it? That's why you are mentioning that put them before God, allow God in your space.
Yes.
I think for many times, most of us, if not many of us, it's soka to be telekanga echama. We don't want to talk about them. Reasons being, we're not surrounded with the right people. Ngogamba nti kabina kyogerako ne Genesis agenda kutandika kundabiramu ekyo ekifaananyi. Kabina agamba Genesis nti oba ntawana ne masturbation agenda kutandika kundabanga masturbator.
Yes.
So we don't have the right people around us. That is why we get stuck with those things. No sigalanga chikulia, you feed it, and you keep thinking, and it keeps, So, but if you have the right environment, you don't need so many people. You need 1 or 2 people that you can go so bagamba buli kyonna, and they will not judge you in any way. Actually, they will pray for you, they will pray with you, and they will encourage you to walk the journey.
Yeah.
Then also another thing, I feel like some of us, whatever interviews, they usually ask us, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses?
And then you fake them. That's what I'm going to say. You just need to be you. Be real.
Rush to abantu assignment abatulaba. Buli mwafuna kupapula utereko weaknesses ze ne strengths ze.
Naye kumanyi relevance y'okutegera weaknesses zo. Okirize nti mweno sector eno neetaaga work.
I think we have a caller, Genesis. Hello. Hello. Okay, you can try to call us again. The number is over your screen. We're looking at insecurities. Remember, we said they are natural. They are part of life. And Genesis has just told us something that is really nice, that God can use your insecurities to just move you into.
Yeah. Honestly, because it is God. If it is not God, then I don't know.
That thing, that decision I made worked for me, and usually people look at me and I exude a lot of confidence, and I was struggling with insecurities in ways that people would never imagine that I actually talked to. I used to tell my sister that we would be passing so street ezirimu abantu abanjanga tuyite mu buno obuli eno bwe buti. Nemugamba why? Buli bwawala nnyo buno small roads. Let's just use the straight road. I'm scared of passing through people abantu bashunulira nnyo biki.
Exactly. You remember when I told you that thing?
This is the funny thing. I myself was scared of people. But then she could boldly say, "Nzemi, I'm scared, but bagenda tutunulira nsagala tunerenga for bana Hilda ngakuba panya bana oli omwana nga panya zonna zimanyi naye nga panya ziriko obuzibu kyokka nga zine ziri straight road buli woyita abantu bakutunulira bwe bati
Of course.
paka ogwayo naye Gift I constantly meanwhile I became the shield for her.
Wow, that's good.
So I was always like, name for you, are you always scared of something I'm also scared of? But I would be like, but for you, why are you scared of? People cannot do anything to you. Let us go. Let's pass there. So she would be like, name for you, never get scared of people. I'm like, yes, I'm not scared of people.
Yeah, deep inside.
And I know what you're
scared.
But even in my adult age, like when I move in the streets and
As we conquer it.
and sometimes I'm like worried. And I'm like, but then I remember the other trigger I told you. Like, one of the ways to face this insecurity is be your true self. Castobera your true self and accept your true nature. Then this insecurity, ibegenda kugwa. Yeah, so like you said, I also used to fear walking alone. I used to always have a partner.
Genesis, your parting shots?
My parting shot, what I can say is, sometimes our insecurities scream so loud that it takes us a minute. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes they are too loud in our ears that we, for some reason, almost get engulfed in them. Remind yourself constantly, you're beautiful, you're loved. God put you into this world. Nga challenges ezikuletedde insecurities ezo yamanya nti ogenda kufuzifuna era nasigala nga akugamba nti you're worthy. There is no human being in this world that could tell you anyway nga teyakutonda kutonda tamanyi na ngeri yebakolamu nnyindo.
Like that scripture, you're beautiful and fearfully, wonderfully made.
Remind yourself that when the insecurities are being too loud, close your eyes, think about it, and remind yourself that I'm a child of God. I am loved, I am beautiful, I'm intelligent, and the world should not tell me any different.
Positivity.
Thank you so much. So you should also understand that each one of us has their own journey and our own strength. Not until you understand what your journey is like or what are your strengths, you'll keep struggling, you'll keep competing with people, you will keep So my dear mother, father, son, daughter, you know, sister, brother, sit down and ask God to tell you what your journey is like, and also to reveal to you what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, such that they do not use them against you. So it's important to know those things, and on top of that, you should always keep in prayer. Keep in prayer. To be self-care. Get the right friends. Get if you don't do that before God, but if you go before God and intentionally like intentionally ask God for the right circle of friends.
It is true.
I think one of the prayers, she took me for a date.
Prayer date.
For my birthday. And they told me to make a wish. But but anyway. But one of the things that was in my mind, I told God I need to attract the right circle of friends.
That is very, very
I felt like it was so I didn't even ask for money. I didn't ask, but I was like, I need to attract the right circle. We be around people that drain us, people that cause us, nurture those insecurities. Like all the time you feel so negative about yourself. But if you ask God intentionally about the right circles, trust me, you'll come out strong. It doesn't matter which kind of insecurity you've had.
Instead of you starting to claim God, if this is not the right person, take them. Don't stress God. Allow him to bring the right people so that you don't have to make the prayer of, if he's not right, please let him go. Please take him.
Or something should happen so that, show me a sign.
Show me a sign, that's the word. Don't show me one sign
At
like
this point of time, we can really call it a show. Do not forget we do this every single Friday. If you enjoy Arise Woman, please let us know by commenting in the comment section on Facebook and on YouTube. You can also send us a message on our WhatsApp number that is being over your screen, and you can let us know how you feel about the show, and you can also let us know the things that you would want us, you know, to come here and talk about. We're here to nurture each other. So do not forget Christmas Santa, I am your dad. It happens on every show. So bwegala kwangula ebirabo Bethany TV byedina sigala ngola Bethany TV manya gaba presenters Masali wano Genesis ali wano, such that Bethany Santa bwaba ayiso omukubira, hello Bethany Santa, I am your dad. Wakubuza ekibuuzo ng'osobola okukiddamu weewangulire ebirabo ebigenda mu Christmas ne Happy New Year 2024. Have a good night. See you next Friday.
Bethany TV for health. Ladies and gentlemen, we are thrilled to introduce Bethany Santa Omugabi, who will be sharing wonderful goodies with you this Christmas season. Getting